In this video, I wanted to tell you of how endocrinologists and official healthcare ruined my health. 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, and despite that I didn't have any symptoms, I still was assigned levothyroxine. And after taking levothyroxine, I accidentally took larger dose than I'm supposed to, and I lost consciousness. I went to emergency because of strong tachycardia, arrhythmia, and strong panic attack. And they checked my TSH and they said that TSH is undetectable, so they gave me propranolol. A few months go by and I canceled levothyroxine, of course, and seems like my health gets better. But after 3 months, I'm traveling to another country, I'm walking a lot, and when I'm walking out of the airport, I understand that it's super hot, I cannot breathe, I have strong tachycardia, palpitations, chest pain, and all these symptoms are at the same time. And I went to emergency again, and I was telling them this is probably thyroid, because recently I had issues with thyroid. But they checked my thyroid, they said, your thyroid is perfectly normal. You have normal TSH, T3, T4, free hormones are normal, and antibodies are also normal. So they just gave me propranolol, but they gave me low dose, like 40 milligrams. It didn't work, so I have to come back again to emergency, and I said this medication is not working, so they gave me larger dose, and I have to come back again because I couldn't sleep a few nights after that event because of strong chest pain and palpitations. And finally I went in emergency 3 times, so they gave me enough dose of propranolol so I can at least sleep at night. Later I decided to check with another doctors, with another clinic, and I got second opinion, third opinion, and all of this were continuously saying me that I don't have thyroid issue, but it's probably related to my anxiety or mental health issues. And that for me it was completely weird, because I never had in my life any issues with mental health, or I even never been to a psychiatrist before. So anyways, I had to go to psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist just started prescribing me a bunch of different medications, like antidepressants, benzodiazepines, antipsychotics, and a bunch of different, and I'm taking more and more this medication, and all of them don't work. And after continuously trying different bunch of medications for anxiety, I recognized that the doctors, they don't know what they're doing. They just prescribe him these medications because they just think based on my tests that I probably have issues with anxiety, which for me sounds really ridiculous. But anyways, I checked with my issue with many doctors in many different clinics, also in 3 different countries, and all of the time nobody can find any issues with the heart, with hormones, with the psychiatric state. So I made a conclusion. So they basically don't want to treat me and don't want to recognize that I probably have hyperthyroidism despite having normal thyroid flaps. And this is unusual, but still I definitely have this disease, and I decided to try some medications as an experiment to check whether I have this disease or not. So first I tried supplements with iodine, and of course after iodine supplements I noticed increase in palpitations, even I took normal daily dose. Later I decided to try again levothyroxine 25 micrograms, and again my palpitations are increasing. So this just second time confirmed my point of view. And at third, I decided to try, I googled T3 suppression test, which is used to determine whether a patient has a hyperthyroidism or not. So I took this medications over the counter, and I think it was 25 micrograms as well, or something like this. And I tried this medication, and also I got palpitations, and all my symptoms were worsening after taking this medication. They just confirmed that I have hyperthyroidism. So I was telling all this, I was telling to the doctors, but they continuously refusing the fact that I have hyperthyroidism despite having normal thyroid hormones. So I decided to understand why my TSH is not suppressed, because most of the times the TSH in hyperthyroidism is suppressed. I checked some case reports, and some case reports indicate that TSH can be normal or high in case of TSH producing pituitary adenoma, or in case of impaired feedback loop, for example like thyroid hormone resistance. So I found a test which says octreotide suppression test, and also octreotide used to treat some different types of hyperthyroidism. So I got octreotide over the counter and I injected octreotide, and after this injection I noticed significant improvement in my health, in my palpitations and headaches. So I checked with the lab for my TSH, T3 and T4, and they were slightly suppressed, and the suppression rate was about 70%, which indicates that I have pituitary, which is sensitive to somatostatin analogs. So I told it to the doctor again, to endocrinologist, but she just didn't want to listen about it. So she just ignored me and continued to say that I don't have any issue with the thyroid. So later I was kind of pissed off again, so I didn't know what to do. I decided to get octreotide long release, which works for 4 weeks. So I got this medication and I injected this medication, and first day it was completely perfect because I got rid of almost all my symptoms in 1 day, and I almost didn't have any headaches, and my palpitations stopped. But unfortunately, this medication for some reason worked only for 1 day, and probably that's because I don't know how to inject this medication properly, and I made some mistakes during the injection. So, but anyways, I came back to the doctors again. I came back to my PCP and I told it to endocrinologists, and they again continue to refuse me in treatment for my thyroid disease. So the conclusion after 7 years of fighting for my health with healthcare providers, and based on that, this situation is fully absurd because there is clear trigger for my symptoms, and I ended up with no treatment, and all doctors, everyone is continuously refusing me in getting right diagnosis and providing me a normal treatment for that. So I wanted to show you my test results for thyroid, and here are results for 2023. It's normal. This everything is normal, and TSH is normal as well. Then we go to 2024, and also TSH is normal, T4 is normal, and T3 is normal. However, during all that time, my palpitations and my headaches, which feels like burning sensation in the center of the head, they persisted for every day. And later, when I performed my octreotide suppression test, I can show my results here, and you can see the suppression rate went from the 2.5 or 2.6 to 0.71, which shows about 71% of suppression rate for TSH. As we see here, TSH and T3 were significantly suppressed after octreotide injection, but clinically I was feeling significantly better, which says that this medication is correct for my disease. So I was able to perform TRH stimulation test in New York, and when they checked my TSH it was 273, and later after stimulation test it showed 18.40, which is abnormal result for pituitary gland for TSH. I'm really frustrated and I'm upset about whole this situation because I honestly know the truth that my symptoms and my disease can be easily treated, and it can be treated in the next couple of months, so I can feel normal again. Instead of this, nobody just want to help me because of the unusuality of my lab results. And I already tried different institutions. I already applied for Undiagnosed Disease Network, and I also checked with Harvard Medical School, and I wrote posts on Reddit. I spoke with doctors in different countries, and unfortunately there is no any outcome of this. So that's why I'm here and I'm recording this stupid video, because I clearly don't know what to do. So what I wanted to say, what is the ultimate meaning of all of this? Doctors, they just treat diseases on the paper. If they don't have clinical indications or clinical confirmations, they are not going to do anything. They will be just refusing you, and they will not use non-standard approaches to treat you. And that's why there are so many people exist in this world who have not been properly treated, and they have undiagnosed disease only because the doctors, they don't want to use non-standard approach, and they don't want just to recognize the existence of some diseases because of unusuality of the lab results or unusual clinical representation of this disease. So in this video, I wanted to raise a concern about the quality of healthcare system in the US and also in the world, and how are they acting with the patient, because they are acting completely like a morons, and they refuse everything what you request them. At the same time, they cannot provide you accurate diagnosis. Basically, patients who has unusual or rare disease, they are not protected from stupid doctors who doesn't want to help them. So after complete evaluations in multiple clinics in Boston, such as Boston Medical Center or Mass General, nobody was able to find accurate diagnosis and assign correct treatment. All of the time they refer me to psychiatrists, which is not able to assign correct medication, because all this medication obviously will not work, because I don't feel anxious, but I feel symptoms which are ruining my life and which were caused by levothyroxine intake 7 years ago. And that fact that I've been evaluated in these clinics, I decided to treat myself by self-injections of octreotide, which work at the beginning very well, but still I need some kind of persistent supply every month of new octreotide long release, so I can normally treat myself. But also another problem is I probably do mistakes during the injection, because when I do the injection, it works only for 1 day. It doesn't work for 4 weeks, because how it's supposed to be. This video, I wanted to highlight this concern of that not every disease can be confirmed with lab results, because it just simply can be with unusual representation, and also that it's really frustrating and poor quality of healthcare system in the United States and in the world in general, and the protocol which they are using it's worse to determine diagnosis. They take normal people, they assign them not necessary treatment, and they continue to refuse that the person has something related to thyroid, even there was a specific occasion for that, which caused him these symptoms. And I don't know what to do with this situation, and it's really hard to treat myself by self-injections of octreotide. So in this video, I wanted to ask maybe if someone knows the doctors or clinics or some other facilities or institutions which can help me to treat my diagnosis with a different approach, despite of lack of clinical evidences. Regarding that, I will leave my link below if you want to support me in my search of disease, and also if I will successfully treat my disease after that, I will share all the information, I will share all the contacts which I used and who I've been seeing with for my disease, and who finally helped me, so other people will be using this as a tool to get a right diagnosis for their issues as well.